While everyone else is busy finding as many ways as possible to say that Endwalker sucks, I'm here to bring you a quick video summarizing everything of note that was announced at the Final Fantasy XIV Fan Festival 2023 in London. Listen, I'm not a professional content creator. I don't need to fabricate discourse in order to pay my bills, so we're just gonna be psyched about the future of one of the best MMOs on the market today. First, an insanely cool Yoshi P intro leading to the reveal of one of the new jobs that will be added in Dawntrail, the Viper, an original job to Final Fantasy XIV, which is kind of awesome. The Viper should share scouting gear with Ninja, which provides players an alternative option for a dual-wielding gameplay experience without the intimidating mudras. There will be no job prerequisites for accessing the Viper. You'll just need one job at level 80 and obviously to have purchased Dawntrail. Like with Sage and Reaper in Endwalker, the job should be available when the expansion launches, meaning that you can play through the story as a Viper, which I intend to do. The job features two one-handed blades that can be combined into a two-handed weapon. The job is described as able to, and I quote, deal swift attacks that are so fast that they feel like they already have haste casted on them, which eventually culminates into an increase in damage output represented by this blue aura in the video. It's also described as technically demanding yet highly stylish. Sounds fantastic. We were made aware that a second job, which will be a ranged magical DPS, is coming to Dawntrail as well, but we won't hear about that until Tokyo, unfortunately. Then we were shown some in-game footage of Tuliyolla, which will serve as Dawntrail's main hub. According to Yoshi P, it'll be far different from the existing player hubs that players have seen before, although it was suggested that said difference might be purely thematic and not functional. I'm gonna assume that the city will function in the same way as previous player hubs, but there might be some surprises there. We'll have to wait and see. Afterwards, we were shown in-game footage of some of the various locations in Tural, particularly a new location which was not shown during the reveal in Las Vegas, which looked great of course, but this speaks to one of my primary complaints with the way that 14 treats its open world. It is evident that the development team works painstakingly to create the best environments that they can, but the game itself gives players very little reason to revisit those environments after the credits roll. Sure, there are fates, there's gathering, the occasional hunt train. These places aren't barren, but they certainly aren't teeming with life or meaningful activities. Plus, being able to fly over every zone means that I can completely disregard every threat and therefore every opportunity for emergent gameplay in order to more quickly reach my destination. While it might be unreasonable to expect 14 to offer an open world experience as good as, say, Guild Wars 2, I say to that, I'm unreasonable. I want to feel inspired to explore the world in Final Fantasy XIV, and with an expansion focused on discovery, this would be a great opportunity for Creative Business Unit 3 to reimagine how players interface with the open world. As a matter of fact, if I were in charge of 14, then I'd remove flight altogether, but that's a hot take for another video. We got a glimpse of one of the allied tribes of Tural, the Moblins. Based on their description, it's safe to assume that their tribal quest will be for disciples of the land. Not much to note here, there's no indication that this avenue of content will see any meaningful iteration. Although this has been previously announced, they reiterated that the level cap will reach 100, which bothers me a little bit. Level 99 would have been perfect, but that's just my opinion. They confirm that Disciples of the Land and Hand will also reach triple digits, nothing too surprising here. At this point, they confirm the presence of fates, hunts, treasure hunts, and quest-synced side quests. I'm not sure if quest-synced side quests are some unique function that I'm not aware of, or if they're simply what the community would call yellow quests or blue quests. Either way, there was no elaboration on these features. We skipped straight to new dungeons. That's a bummer because these systems are quite aged at this point and could certainly use some innovation. Regarding new dungeons, Yoshi P said that they'd have, and I quote, at least as many dungeons as we've had in the past, so not a surprise. We were shown plenty of screenshots and concept art for the dungeons, which certainly look nice, but it's always difficult to feel excitement about a 14 dungeon without the context of the main story quest. In addition, I'm not anticipating any innovation on the established dungeon structure, which, as I've already stated, might be another missed opportunity to freshen up a content staple in the game, but we'll just have to wait and see. They showed off the Eliminator, which is apparently going to be an enemy during Dawntrail's story, not much of interest here. For those who are afraid of the MM part of MMO, duty support will be available for all 7.0 dungeons, another non-surprise. Then we were given a preview of some land and hand gear as well as some combat job gear. They explicitly stated that they wanted to go for more straightforward designs rather than designs that felt appropriate to the location. I kind of wish that they had gone the opposite direction. But either way, these sets always look great, so I'm not worried. Dawntrail will reportedly feature expansive new lifestyle content alongside Ishgardian Restoration and Island Sanctuary. But this wasn't ready for a reveal yet, so we'll have to wait until Tokyo to know what this means. What little we do know about this new content is that it will not be solo content in the way that Island Sanctuary is. You'll be able to, and I quote, enjoy it with a lot of people. As you might expect, we'll have new variant dungeons, new 8-player raids, a new ultimate raid, and a new alliance raid, which was revealed, actually, Echoes of Vana'diel, which is a collaboration with Final Fantasy XI in celebration of its 20th anniversary. I am looking forward to that for sure. During the 7.x patch series, we can expect content updates for the following: Blue Mages, Hildebrand, Deep Dungeons, the Gold Saucer, and PvP. None of these points were elaborated on. Instead, the presentation moved quickly on to the revelation of a new limited job coming in the latter end of 7.x. Limited job meaning a job that exists in the same vein as Blue Mage. Get your speculation mill running. Will it be Beastmaster, Puppet Master, Green Mage? Can't wait to find out. At this point, there was a massive presentation on the Graphical update. Our raw players can look forward to their horns and scales looking a bit more textured, which they were extremely excited about.
So how many people here have an Aura character?
Some repurposed models from 1.0 that were used for A Realm Reborn's launch will be getting an overhaul 13 years later, namely in the cheeks and jawlines of Lalafell character models. A subtle change, but certainly an improvement. This was followed by a friendly reminder that the game's minimum system requirements are increasing as a result of this graphical update. The Fall Guys collaboration is coming on October 31st for patch 6.51, and I cannot stress enough how enjoyable this looks. A crossover event between Final Fantasy 16 and 14 called The Path Infernal is coming. Don't worry, Yoshi P asked the producer of 16 for permission. You'll be able to fight alongside Clive Rossfield in an original story, likely culminating in that fight against Ifrit. Of course, plenty of Torgal goodies too. What a good boy. For the remainder of the presentation, we had some extensive production panels, a game show, a really cool interview with Sakaguchi, the father of Final Fantasy. All really great things. I wish I could be in London, maybe next time. But out of respect for your time, we don't need to go over that today. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm watching day 2 as I edit this video. I'm not anticipating any major announcements, so we'll do another one of these in January at the Tokyo Fan Festival. Feel free to leave me some feedback in the form of a like or a dislike. Subscribe for more content about Final Fantasy XIV and other MMOs too. Minding my manners, of course. Thanks for watching.